16 million children suffer from hunger. 15 million live in poverty. Yet, America continues to be called the best nation in the world.
USDA measured the amount of hunger in the United States. It measured the ability of Americans to put food on their tables. The good news is that hunger isn't getting worse. The bad news is that there are still 49 million people living in our great country who are food insecure.
Child hunger is a serious problem in the U.S., but if it is fixed, America can become superb. The source of this issue is food insecurity, which is when someone doesn't know when or where their next meal will come from. San Diego is a major city in the United States, yet do you feel that childhood hunger is an issue within the city?
It definitely is. It's, I think, kind of one of those hidden problems that a lot of people don't like to talk about, but, and a lot of people when they think of San Diego, it's a very nice city, but there is this underlying issue where there are a lot of children out there who are hungry and they need services so that they can have the food that they need.
Food insecurity can lead to hunger as well as obesity. Hunger can lead to malnutrition, a consequence that may conceivably be so severe it could lead to death. Hunger can also leave someone underweight, causing various health problems. Food Corps teaches kids healthy eating habits. How will this help a child with food insecurity in the future?
Yeah, I think, so there's a couple different distinctions, right? There's hunger, which is the actual physical sensation of, you don't have food in your stomach and you're hungry. And then there's food insecurity, which is, there's often a correlation between the two, but there is the distinction where food insecurity is the lack of accessibility or affordability to healthy food and being able to consume it in a dignified and culturally appropriate manner. And then between that, there's also, like Tara mentioned, there's the problem of obesity, and so all three are pretty tightly related, even though they're all different concepts. So I think just the fact of when students are young and in school, just incorporating nutrition education, just as as much as we take for granted PE in schools or science or history, I think nutrition education is just as important. Because a lot of times students are just going to eat what's at home, and so what's at home may not be healthy food, and so they might not, even if they're not necessarily hungry or food insecure, they might not be eating healthy food. And the flip side of that, even though they might be eating healthy food, they might still be hungry, or they might be food insecure somehow.
SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, provides benefits to those eligible after following criteria about income, resources, employment requirements, as well as others. 16% of SNAP recipients are preschool-aged children. 31% of SNAP recipients are school-aged children. That is nearly half of SNAP beneficiaries. Do you think there's anything the incoming government can do to help childhood hunger, and do you have any concerns?
I know that there has been a lot of debate with getting the child nutrition authorization repassed through our Congress, and we feel it's very important to just keep up with the stringent health regulations, because we do have in addition to a childhood hunger problem, there's also an obesity problem, and actually hunger does contribute to childhood obesity. So by maintaining those nutrition guidelines, it really helps out people. And there's also been talk of moving to block grants for the National School Lunch Program, and that would really hurt schools and make it so that we're not able to provide as much as far as the summer feedings and things like that, because we need to be able to serve the population that's needed. We would hate to, run out of funds.
When economic downturns start to bring poverty levels up, the block grants won't let more funds flow through in order to meet the needs of additional low-income children. Food costs rise here and now, but with block grants, increased funds would not be given when needed. Block grants would mean that specific resources going to feed low-income children could be diverted to other nutritional purposes. As an article from Center on Budget and Policy Priorities wrote, states would have to guarantee only one affordable meal a day for students, could set more restrictive eligibility rules than those used today, and could alter and weaken the program's nutrition standards. A block grant is a dam that blocks the needed funds from coming through. Why are so many children in need of benefits? America should have no hungry children. These are our next generations, our doctors, lawyers, scientists, CEOs, and so on. But hunger minimizes focus and can cause mood swings and bad attitudes that can affect a child's work at school as well as their social life. The U.S. is losing their future citizens to the repercussions of hunger. It is highly important that these essential programs don't get cut and that they continue to receive their necessary funding from the government. The new, incoming president, as well as Congress, must be aware of these crucial programs and their needs. Millions of food-insecure children around the country depend on nutrition programs for food assistance. The food programs also teach important lessons about the food they eat. So, my message to Washington: time and effort must be given to enhancing and preserving the programs around the U.S. in order to help child hunger.